Hello there, folks, and welcome back to our fight to the last bullet against Fafnir. This time we begin our campaign as Axis. Let's see what the news shall we bring. Good news, nice info, not so nice. Now that's trash. But we kind of played through this one, right? And it was pretty terrible, but we now know what I'm going to do first. Well, before we do anything, if you haven't watched the Allied side, this is tournament game against probably the best player in Strategic Command at War, which is Fafnir, and it is the 1943 scenario with this small hindrance to some point, which is that the fact that we are playing only till 1945. This is the race to victory scenario, so we don't have that many turns. And what I'm going to do now, because we don't have that many turns, I'm going to reclaim all those cheats. Because we need units more than we need tech in rockets, for sure. We don't benefit too much from all of these in long range of scheme. Now, all of that has to go, unfortunately. It's drastic, I know, but it has to be done. Okay, folks, let's start with Japan. Let's start with Japan. Now, we need to protect Tokyo and Seoul at all costs. We cannot give it to the enemy. We don't need to protect Manila. I was thinking about it, but it's no longer, well, it's still vital to us, because that's one of the objectives as Axis. So I don't know how the points work in tournament, but I guess if we hold it at the end of the game, it gives us some kind of boost, right? Hopefully that is the case. I cannot speak and be sure about it, okay? Not sure how that works. But definitely we don't want to lose the big boys. Berlin, Rome will fall. He will use probably the missiles to destroy us. Paris, probably not going to hold because we need to stop commies somehow. London, Manchester as well. A lot of stuff. London, Manchester, what am I talking about? Nothing. But it's quite late already, because it took me more than almost 2 hours to play the first against him. But before I do anything else outside of the research, let's give him some info. Let's Google it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Japan. I'm going to hope and pray for the best, right? I've tested it, I can move in here and then move to here. So let's do it. I can still move in here. Okay. Now we know that we can take care of that. But if we reveal positions of his carriers, I will need some units around to actually protect myself. So we don't get swarmed by the subs and other stuff. He is in range to actually reach us. He cannot attack us, but he can reach us with the what's its name? Let's take a look. With naval cruise, right? So we need to be very careful about that. And we've got a bit of a help. Not that one, but in here, we have some real spying and intelligence by knowing where his units are located. We'll use that to small of our advantage. We need to avoid, of course, those. The useful one, of course. Research-wise. Now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have the range of 5, if I recall correctly. No, 6. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how that goes. 2, 2, 1. So, not that great. I should have actually started not with you, but with you. That would have made it a bit more easier, but we weren't too lucky because he actually probably won't die with this attack. Should be free. No, they have the same amount of experience. So that was a bit trash. Now, we'll bring the carrier in here as well, in fighter mode, because there is a chance that we'll have a bit of trouble in here. We need to move you out. But we'll need to bring some heavy ships in range as well, just in case the fight actually occurs. Oh, excuse me. Now with our little spy masters, let's take a look here. We know the positions, right? Yes, we do. 1 and here. I will attempt to make him dive. Hopefully he will go somewhere else. That's actually kind of scary, now that I think about it, because I don't know where he is. I will send you out to search for him. So we've got him in here, and the other one. Hello? Help me. The other one was in here, because I need to transport some stuff around. So, I want to move you away. I need an HQ in actual important location, which is that. Now, we've got 2 though. So the question is, the main issue, because we need to defend those. Do I operate my air power immediately? And by air power I mean you, maritime bombers, to around here to protect the convoy routes. Or do I send them immediately to Japan and in preparation, awaiting for the inevitable, which will come sooner than later? The other question is that we need to transport all of these guys, and I have only a limited amount of transports. Now, those anti-air guns, which I will buy, by the way, are the best units that can be deployed in locations that can be targeted by the amphibious vessels. So, the plan is to send one of them to Manila. That was the initial plan, but we don't need to hold Manila at all costs. But I'm definitely not going to hold them on those locations. No way. That's a waste of a good defensive unit. But anyway, we know that he's in here. We need to cover some of those locations now. Just in case. I've already forgotten. In here. So that hex. And to avoid that hex. Yeah. Converge with the remainder of the fleet. Now some of those ships will have to be upgraded at the same time. But now it's the time for decision. You go. You go. Transports. We have limited amount of those, so we need to be careful. 3 more. And the issues will begin. Now let's also auto-attach you. Auto-assist. Auto-assist. We'll operate a lot of units this turn. Probably sack some commanders as well along the route. Along this way. Now, what I've forgotten about last turn is that, well, it's not 1939 scenario, so we don't need to cover every single one of those locations. But still, the commies might come through, because remember, Seoul is the target here. So we need to be very wary of that. So some of them will remain where they are. Some will not, though. Now, and because of what I've said, we need to send a lot of units to home, pretty much. So how much more do we have left? 2. Hiroshima is a pretty important location, so is Nagasaki. I will have 2. I want the anti-aircraft gun in here. And we can get the 5 supply from this hex. It would be very nice to have that supply in here, but well, we are kind of limited at this point on that, in that regard. And to detach from you, we are not going to attack. I might even operate you immediately in here. I'm not going to go for that the way the Fafnir did, because I actually want to see what his plan is. It's obviously there's a lot to do with supply, But what it will turn into, that's pretty interesting. But anyway, we've got all these transports. You can reach homeland. You probably cannot. It's pretty sketchy, I won't lie. It really is. To go home, we need to travel. As far as you can. That should leave me a room for you. That's kind of perfect. We need every advantage in here. Now, the question, what I'm wondering about is still whether I will go and defend Philippines as I intended. Because if I do, then I will send some of these guys actually there. And this guy in here as well to dig in Manila. But some of them will go to the north, of course. We need to cover all the ports. There's no other way. I have made my decision, folks. Now that's not good. He's in here, right? Yeah. Go in here. Okay, assist. Nice. And the last transport. Now let's make sure that we don't need to transport anyone else. No, we don't. Good. Move you to port. We don't. So, transport you. Now tell me this is not fake news. Good stuff. We needed that very much. And we need another unit in here. But before we'll need it in here, we need to reinforce it. Which means we send a good guy. I don't want to check it again. Although we have... No, he can reach as well. If you're in here, you can still reinforce the full. Right? Yes, you can. Reinforce to full. Create the perimeter around Manila. And you, folks. Well, one of you Who's got the experience? You are the weakest. Deploying here. And 2 of my mighty folks will go on to cover the home islands. You will go all the way. Where? Probably we need to cover the ports of this location, probably. Speaking of that, let's actually upgrade you. Those that can actually fight. Let's send you in here for now. We can deal with the subs on our own terms. You will move in here. So, do we operate them to Manila now? With 1 fighter. We should probably focus all of them in one place. And there is just not enough placing around here. I mean, we could deploy them in there, but without HQ, what's the point, you know? At the same time. I will be a bit tricky. I will deploy 1 in Corregidor itself, the upgraded one, just to deal with the subs. Although I could have moved you to travel. It would take too much time though. No, we don't do that. Maybe I will regret it, but let's do it. Have the attachments now. You will be operated to the home. To defend our country from evil. We need a fighter cover. Where were you? Here. Operate as well. What needs to happen is that I need to buy those anti-air units immediately. You've got an engineer. I will deploy you in port and probably leave you there for a while. German. Because of the importance of Berlin, I will actually deploy him in Berlin and begin the creation of line here. Although if it comes to that, we probably lost already, now that I think about it. If they would come to use, he will probably land in there anyway. No. Let's stick to the Krakow line. We'll start in here. Okay, that's done. You are set to auto-attach. You are set to auto-attach. We will move my forces first, then I will... Well, we still have some naval stuff to deal with. Now, he is in here, if I recall correctly, right? So we need to set a small trap for him. Yeah. So he won't run away, basically. Now, you've got a few good ships around here. In here. No. That's on me. We cannot move through here because he's in there. How far can you go? Yeah, that's still a lie. because we cannot go through here, we would have to do that. Anyway, we need to reinforce you somewhere. Let's send you as a backup. He's in here, we know. Just in case he wants to do something insane. Now, that's most of the navy, although we still have some ships around that require our attention. Now, in here, you are going to retreat. You're going to retreat the way I want you to retreat. You will fly away. Got this fighter that I will operate. Let's ground you. I've got one fighter in here. It should be enough. Let's actually upgrade you as we have the chance. Now, what to do with you? It's kind of costly at this point. So I would prefer to move them slowly. I will do so, because some of those I actually need to operate as well, and there's plenty of those that I need to operate, although 2 medium bombers are remaining only, it seems. Now, we had some terrible HQs in here. Like, what the hell is that? We need to deal with that. I'm not going to defend this location, it's just throwing. But I will leave those guys in around here. I'm not sure about... Actually, I'm sure pretty much about this one as well. So those guys will be operated away. And we'll need an HQ to be in range just in case, as they say. But I need to sack some of you. Anyway. It's actually pretty good considering his experience points. But you're pretty trash at the same time. And that's way less good. Now that's a nice advantage. How many do we sack? You still need to operate. That's not a cheap operation. Pun intended. Let's move in here. Risky business, I know, but it has to be done. Now, I want a bit more experience on him before we go. I want to trash him as well. And I want this hex to be cleaned because we'll need to operate my units in here. I will force match you all the way to here, so he is actually fully encircled. And I would love to reinforce you as well. Let's do it. The entrench you, not the entrench you, but I demoralize you first. Much better. Let's get some experience, of course. Great start. Well, at least you didn't lose a point, right? Now with that bit done, there is a chance that we can finish him off. We should. Remember, we cannot attach to trash. Let's do it. 2 points lost. I was hoping for at least, at best, 1. Because that's the way the game works, but who cares? Let's go. Do I reveal my hand immediately? No. I want him to guess. And I need to upgrade you as well. He's still in range, good. Now we still have some. We have 1 fighter in here, 1 fighter in there, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't suck you yet. Let's do it. Is Changshow a Hirsch? Marsh. And that will explain the losses, even with the prepared attack. We'll stay here. We don't have much MVPs left. Unfortunate, but true. Which means I will upgrade you before I send you out, because I can actually. Take a look at that. Changsha has to fall. That's my decree. I doubt we can hurt you without HQ support, and that's actually true. But it also means I cannot upgrade any of you, but we need to concentrate. Let's protect the port in here, just in case. And that's done for Japan. It shouldn't take us as long as it took with the other stuff. Hopefully. He will move up. You can use the tank. You can use that. Not really. Now, it's time to go to the mighty USSR, Germany, and Italy. So we need to stick to Sardinia, but we don't need to stick with you. Now he sent 2 of those in here. I'm not going to do that. I think we need to focus on the Baltic. And as I said it, was the route along here. I will not raid with those. But let's do the first the sea, right? So we are going for the Monty in here. So let's take a look. Right, Monty. Italy. D6. Mediterranean. D6, we need to avoid it. No way! So scuffed! Jesus! And as I said, we don't have the vision, so we cannot use him in the manner that I wanted to. What a scuffed start. Splendid, some might say. I don't believe what I've just seen. But who cares, right? Now we would be much better spent in here instead of Brindisi. And we literally need to worry about these 2 locations, like right now. Maybe not you, but probably yes as well. Yeah, fantastic. Good start. Damage evaded. Come on. Okay, fleet first. We'll do kind of the same thing. Because I was thinking that it will be actually longer, not the race to victory one, but the proper scenario instead. As it isn't, there is no point in raiding that. We need to worry about Stettin slightly. We'll hide a little bit. Maybe he actually sent him in here. It's definitely a possibility. And with the destroyer, the main issue is that he has the vision from the maritime bomber. I want to actually catch his units that will come into reinforce. So I will not retreat with you, but instead I will deploy you in a blocking formation. Like that, for some time at least. We'll see whether we catch something now. want to send you to the Baltic. I need to protect it. And with a bit of a concentrated force, we can actually hurt him. Whether that's necessary or not now. Typical stuff, we know what's in here, right? But let's go to Italy first, anyway. We need to send some units around. We know that he's in here, if I recall correctly. We'll do the follow-up the same as he did. Italy is not done, but it's pretty much done. Commies, yeah. This X will set you to auto-assist, will detach from some stuff that will be operated away, for sure. And we actually lost more than he did. But he's lost more on that unit as well. Now, we know that his long range is the same of ours, but he doesn't have the fighters yet. He will operate probably most of them soon. But the issue is we cannot have them in range, unfortunately, because we'll get obliterated in a single attack instead. And of course those guys will be operated to where they need to go. But speaking of where they need to go, I need to make some maneuvers around. In before we attach to something else or move around. We will deploy them properly. So the scuffed garrison to the pit, because we don't have a HQ for it as of this point. And two of those. As in the preview. No! I'm so dumb. I forgot about it. So we have an issue now. Because we don't have the numbers. For fuck's sake. Now you go there. Don't need to worry about the landing immediately. That's nice, but now we need units to cover that. And where do we get them? Yeah, we need to cover that with something. We don't need to cover that immediately. That's the only good news here. And I want to cover all those hexes for now. We need more, unfortunately. Speaking of unfortunately, let's move out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I risk it? Maybe for a little while longer. Oh, it's not okay. They should auto-attach to themselves. At one point or the other. So, are we upgraded? That's the kind of news that I want to see. Are we upgraded with the long range? What the fuck did I just do? Folks, unbelievable scenes. No, we're not. So 6 range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. Not the best, not the worst. Now, I really enjoyed what he did with his artillery here. But we'll worry about it later. Still have a few things to worry about first. Unbelievable. I kind of care about MPPs. As I said, we need to cover Tirana with a unit that is not Italian one. I need 2 more units. Fuck it, let's do it. I want to send you away somewhere. And we'll think about it. 1, 2, 2. That garrison is actually it's irrelevant for this. Okay. Let's keep you in here for the partisan. I think I will do the same thing I did beforehand. Just move Regia Marina, at least some ships in here. Zone of control is important. Fuck it, let's move you in here. Two more garrisons. Can bring you already in here, probably. And we'll worry about that next. Probably with you. I don't think we need you immediately. Now, while we still have a chance, you can be used. You are a liability. We leave those guys till we have the measure of what's going to happen here. Now, I've lost the garrison for my stupidity. You need to move to ports. And for fuck's sake, you survived. Now, main event, right? Auto assist, we retreat all the way here. The mighty Romanian cavalry. Trash. Detach. Tanks will be attached to the Manstein. After all, he's a god. A true god. We'll see whether I have a spare for you. Now. You're a pretty good star. Him, with the experience, he should be better. Let's take a look at the units. First, though, 75. $73. He's better with the experience pips. Maybe even Sakin. For Kessel Romeo might be in place. Now that's really scary as well. In fact, that we are relying on a single HQ in here. I are attaching to him. Something like that. I'd prefer to have him attached, but well, we can't have everything at the same time. And actually, detach you and you'll be attached now. I just need to be careful where I send my air power after the initial attack. And we'll have to do. Now, I will do them last, because I might need to operate some of these guys around. As sad as that is, that obviously. I want this bastard to dive in here. But he didn't. And he didn't either. And that's where the issues begin. Please dive. He did. Not the greatest start, to put it lightly. I would have forgotten about you. I'm going to dare myself to go and raid some lines. Let's do it. Nobody cares. Actually, let's move in here. So scuffed. We can do it, but I don't want to, because he can dive now, and that would be worth. And I want to actually send him away. I've given him the F3 destroyer now. If I don't destroy him now, actually, we have to do this. Because otherwise he would scuff me. No, it's still under control. So bad. Let's do something like that then. So bad, folks. What a terrible start. Now we actually want something stronger to defend. A+. something that has Italian name on it. That was 3 points of entrenchment, which is huge. And well, we can't have everything. I will have to send you to the north then. Now we know about his air power in here. Now, also the question is, do I dare to move the artillery like he did? I could do it with the him. Because that was pretty good. That was actually easy clap. But I definitely not going to go for the HQs. Because, well, that was an overextension on his part. Maybe not. Maybe he was right to actually destroy the lot. So I don't have that much to later push through with more, but I'm not so sure about it. I've got one garrison in here. You will go back. They can send somewhere on its way. But I want to destroy those 2 tanks. Now let's take a look at the Comis map. So, we attack those guys first, I think, yeah. And you from this hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Let's use our intelligence, folks. Let's use it wise. Let's go. Now we know about one more warmonger in here. Let's verify his position. Yes, directly behind in this hex. Now what I didn't do in my previous test is actually attack with him, but we can swap with probably him. I will have to think about whom to actually sacrifice, but still. Where is my data? This hex. Okay. We want to use it as he did. Have to commit a lot. So with him, and we would be forced to destroy this unit though, right? With what? Not sure. Oh, we have the movement points, if necessary. But I want to follow up with those guys. Did I get the Peep of Experience? I did. And I wanted to get this Peep of Experience because it actually improves my odds in here. So he should be dead, but it isn't. And that makes the job more difficult. Because it should have happened. Disaster indeed. Swap you around. That's pretty bad, because we have to use him to be able to finish him off. I don't like that, folks. I don't like that. Not at all. Let's clean him up and retreat. Hopefully. Like one time, right? A conservative approach is to be taken here. The north at least. Now, that's a lot of losses. What I don't want to see is him move back. It's fine. Man, I can just... Really, I deliver all the time. Now we'll need to use 2 of those. Actually, you as well. If we want to secure the conservative approach and follow through with it. Which means I cannot actually attack you. What a disaster. We are not moving in here. One tank is not worth it. It's an easy distraction. Shit. We finish him off with what we have, right? One point. If only zone of control was not here. I need to commit him. Now, I'm willing to destroy 2 of these positions. Semi non-noticeable losses. I cannot attack him first. No, that would be wrong. Now, 2 points, move back. I respect my attachments, but I don't respect it that much. Now we'll have the anti-attack from there. That, as we did before. We should be able to take care of him as well. Now we can retreat that hits. Now that's much better, right? That's why I wanted to use you, not him, but we have to improve our chances a little bit more. Please do not run. right? Good. I didn't do that sooner. As I said, we are going to limit ourselves to easier games. Should begin with you though. That's a bit scary. We respect the entrenchment. Could go for 1 HQ, but I will be conservative here. Nice job. Well, you cannot do jack. It's not an issue. Him having zone of control is an issue though. He could retreat all the way here. That's fine. That's not fine. Because he should be gone, in all honesty. But he's not. I've used my tank. Huh. Well, you gotta do what you got to do. Aside, I need that zone of control. No, that won't help. Actually, it will. Please tell me you have better odds. You don't. Well, lucky one time, I guess. Let's go! Look at that. Lucky one time, right? Now, we need to somehow break through him so I can move in here instead. And destroy the artillery piece. No. I would prefer you. But we need to do some shit. Weird stuff. So he's never making back. You will though. But I'm not sure his attack will be enough to destroy the artillery piece. No way. No way it's enough. But I will do it anyway. Well, what can a man do, right? Well, retreat, I guess. We are kind of relying on this attack now. Can we break through him? Good. Now we had you. What a trash. It's a city. It's why it's trash. Now it leaves us in a very sketchy position here. We're strong. I don't like leaving it, but we have only one exit there to cover. I know what I've done wrong. We have you. Operated the wrong units again. Need to cover Brussels. You move to Bryansk because we need to. Hold to your HQ. Now, if we attack, I'm not able to retreat to Bryansk. Or here, for that matter. Now, that's not a zone of control. But we can create one by doing that. Perhaps not the best positioning of my life. Let's reinforce you. I need to operate one of you as a speed bump. Stick to your HQ, they say. So I will stick to that. Let's send some food to be eaten. Eesh. Ah, already sent it. Now I will move in. Because we cannot defend those sexes. There is just no way. Actually. We can deploy something in Orel here as well. And the army looks nice. But I'm not sure I can actually... He will not be attached. Which is the issue. And it's a big issue. And I should have the attached to as well. Let's see how he will enjoy the less supply now. It's a lot. I can dare to actually do something more trashy outcome in here. I took a risk with the possibility of dive. Of course I lost when it's needed, right? Well, not too great, to put it lightly. And of course you need to evacuate, because he will be my unit to garrison Stettin. Now we need to still think about some other issues that we face. I will for now focus only on that. Should we dare? Not really. That's a bit much. You've got one more trashy unit. No, not transport. The center to the west, who knows? I mean, we need to also send them in here, right? Might as well, right? Bologna. I need a unit in here, but I don't have it available. Speaking of available units, I need to buy some. Now, the best anti-aircraft units now. He cannot land in Danzig, but he can attack Königsberg, so I probably need an anti-aircraft gun there. But otherwise, I should focus on tanks. $225, 300. I probably need a few more garrisons. Just to cover some of these locations. Like it's waiting to fall, like literally. Speaking of a few more garrisons, definitely one MPP less. Well, I would have one, but I decided to sink it instead. Having intelligence and actually failing to deliver. Funny me. No. And of course, like, come on, how often does it happen? Buy tanks without upgrades and buy a garrison instead, I think. Well, and that's that for the situation in here, at least, it seems to be the case. Now, I will actually probably retreat. I had an attachment. Scared me. I'll probably retreat all the way to Pskov to those two hexes. But probably I will need to retreat to 3, but well. Now the issue is that if he decides to move in here, he has 2 units next to Narva, and my supply will diminish in Narva itself. It will be 5 in here, but it will be much lower, 3 in Narva, which is not good. Now we need to garrison that, we need to garrison that and that in next 2 turns. Probably, yeah. Got 14 MPPs. What can we do with those? I could have operated you somewhere nice, but instead, well, I prepared you to jump in Berlin. Good stuff. And with Gustavo here, we'll hold the line for as long as we can. Anything I've missed? Oh yeah. It's not really that we need to do it immediately, but kind of we do. So, the entrenchment move out failed. And losing Nantes is pretty bad. Well, I guess I know where my next garrison will go. Would actually transport some of you. If you want to go for Norway and waste time, be my guest. I'm pretty sure we can transport him safely. But just to be sure, let's take a look at England. For yes. Just hold the line, right? Don't do anything stupid. Okay, be good. For now, at least. Well, probably not for much longer, though. So the main question, as I said, is not here but in the Allies video, on the Allies side, is whether the game actually rests till 19 till May or till what's it called? Till September. Because that actually is quite relevant. It would actually lengthen the time span of the game by like 20%. I'm not sure what Brits lost, but that's nice. They've lost a lot. Soviet Union lost kind of a lot, but not that much. We also lost a lot during our attacks. But he definitely had a better first turn in terms of the losses that we suffered. 3 HQs, they are the most important unit, folks. But I think I will try a different thing here, as you can see. Save the guys. Try to at least save my armies as long as I can. Otherwise it will be pretty bad. Now this might be considered as an overextension, but I will try to build a bit of entrenchment around here. This is not a bad position to defend with the forests, but well, not against those guys, unfortunately. And we'll see how that will actually work out for us. So you shall attach to some of the garrisons, I think. Yeah. But that will be it. Have I forgotten something? I don't think so. You moved Any ships on the Japanese side? Not really. Hopefully we'll hit the port by 2. That's the best we can use you for, I think. Maybe he will hunt you down. And well, we cannot do anything about that, so we won't. Anything I've forgotten about in here? No partisans that we need to worry about. As of now. You're not attached to. Let's change that. Let's move you up. So you will be operated next. And you will stand ground. Fishar, and you will be in range to reinforce just in case. That's how it has to go. Sketchy all the way, but well, what can you do? Oh, I would have forgotten about you. It's a bit weird that those are not... Well, they are liberated, okay. I'm not going to reinforce you. Might as well try something with you. And stick where you are. We cannot defend it for long because, well, with missiles he can land wherever he wants. So that's the problem in here. Yeah. Let's save. Let's pray for the best. And let's see what the mighty Fafnir will do to us, folks. We will fight to the last man, to the last bullet, I swear to you. And we'll have fun finally doing it. It's actually more fun than I expected playing this scenario. But well, here you go. I'm not sure whether it was a message of confirmation or not. Let's do it again. I don't want to redo that, let's be honest. Loading once more. And let's go. Danish workers. Traitors. Useless. I didn't want to lose 20 MVPs on Dutchies in this, so that's why I attacked. And that's not good news, folks. We can't recover from that. But, well, here we go. The first turns of our tournament games are over. We'll see what the Fafnir will respond with, but as I said, we will fight to the last man, to the last bullet, near Kursk, and everywhere else. Italy, Japan, Tokyo, probably Seoul. But we'll see about that later. And for now, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.